Hi there, everybody. I know that life sometimes may look bleak. I know sometimes you look at what's on your screens and you just want to go crazy. And sometimes you look all around you and you think everybody else is crazy. But guess what? You're completely right. And we discover that in today's film, Don't Look Up. This is a film about the world ending. Two astrologists, played by Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence, discover, oh, there's a giant comet that's going to hit our planet and murder us all, and they have to take it to the public, take it to the present, take it. And unlike Armageddon, where it's like a film that's like, America, let's destroy the comet asteroid, let's save the planet. This takes the exact opposite approach. Let's look at it in a nihilistic kind of way. The meeting that happens with the present immediately solidifies what this film is going to be, because before that it's just like two scientists discovering a comet, and then it's like, oh, this is going to be a disaster film. I hate disaster films. Awesome. And then they go and meet the president, and they're in the waiting room for hours and hours. They're here to tell you about the world ending, and they're waiting there for hours and hours. And then Jonah Hill comes out and he's like, sorry guys, it's going to have to be tomorrow. And right there, I knew that this was going to be a different kind of film, and this would be a film that I enjoyed. There's just that bittersweet bit of truth in this film. And I do think it's very exaggerated because this is a comedy. And it had a very weird clash of tones because of that, because there's a lot of scenes that are just there to make you laugh. It's there to literally have a commentary on politics and commentary on social media, commentary on our current day and age, how we're all fucking monkey robots. That's all there. And it's trying to make you laugh about that. But at the same time, it's trying to dig something out of you. It is a comedic drama. And it's dealing with the end of the world, and it's dealing with, politics. And originally, I didn't think this was a political movie because I was like, hey, it's just making fun of everybody. It's laughing at people on the left, it's laughing on people at the right. And then, like, a couple conversations I had with people, I was like, oh, yeah, this is, if anything, a very left leaning kind of film. There is a moment in this film that really solidifies it when it's a bunch of people in red hats. They're completely being made fun of. And at that point, I was like, okay, I see where people are coming from. But again, I think this film was trying to not specifically target those groups of people. It was trying to, poke fun at everybody. Did it accomplish that? I think so. Is it actually funny? I think so. And where a lot of the analogies regarding COVID and climate change definitely leaning towards one party, I think so, but I think it's having an intelligent conversation there. If you are still under the impression that climate change and all this shit isn't real, then you're probably not going to like this film. You're probably not going to like what it stands for. But I'd rather this film be controversial and stand for what it believes in than just being exactly what it makes fun of and being this kind of pussyfoot, middle of the road kind of story. This is a tiny spoiler, but whatever. Chris Evans is in this film as an actor for an upcoming movie about the comet. There's a movie about the comet that's actually hitting the world, and you can see, again, what they're trying to say here. And he's like, well, it's not about looking up, and it's not about not looking up. It's about kind of not saying anything at all, because it's for everybody. It's a popcorn film. And that right there, every single little scene in that film that, like, they didn't need, it was just kind of filler. They actually were able to go into some funnier stuff and do, like, just skits. But at the same time, they're also being very dramatic at moments. And a lot of those dramatic moments hits. It's just a weird beat for beat moment when you're kind of watching like a skit show. And then we go into Leonardo DiCaprio cheating on his wife, and that's dramatic. And Jennifer Lawrence and Leo, basically, they're kind of just going through the 5 stages of grief and very different points of view. And we kind of see how, even if you're on the right side of the fence, how you can be either led astray, or how you deal with that can be a negative. And that's all about being human. And this ultimately is a film discussing humans and talking about how shitty we are. But there is something about us that is good and is like worth saving. And I think it barely glosses over that. And I kind of wish it did more than that. Keep in mind that this film ends with a dark beat. It is a dark comedy. I'm not going to say whether the comet hits or not, but regardless, it's ending in a very dark format, and I'm glad that it does that. I think that was a perfect choice. That being said, Leonardo DiCaprio's last line of this film hit harder than anything else in this film for me. And I kind of wish they delved more into just that one little thing. I'm not saying every film needs a silver lining. Not every film needs that like happy side to it. In fact, this film again talks about not everything has to be so cheerful. We can experience things that make us upset and sad and all this other stuff. I fully understand that. But as a, I don't know, a positive person, as an optimistic person, I kind of wish we were able to just meander on, humanity not being shitty, because it's a gray area, right? This film is really going into the gray area of politics and all these other things, but it's not going where it stands on humanity is just that humanity is shitty and we're dumb and we deserve to die. And as a person who uh, looks at us destroying the planet, looks at us destroying each other, looks at us destroying the animal environments. I'm like, yeah, humans are really fucking shitty. But like, I have to remember that we have worth, and this film doesn't seem to acknowledge that. And there's a couple performances here that are absolutely amazing, and a couple of performances I really hate. I really like Leo. I really like Jennifer Lawrence. I really like Meryl Streep as this Trump-esque Madam President. We got Kate Blanchett and Tyler Perry as these Good Morning talk show hosts. They're really good. Jonah Hill up there, though. I'm sorry, his character, you want to punch him in the face, and that's the whole point. He's a douchebag. He's just a little over the top for what this film is, because this film is directed by the guy who did like the Other Guys and the Anchorman films. And it doesn't feel like that kind of film because, again, it goes into much darker territory. But Jonah Hill is acting as if he is in one of those films, and the rest of the cast does not feel like they're the same like level of absurdity that he is going for. Some of the actors in this film are acting as if they are in an Oscar-nominated film, and he's acting as if he's acting within Superbad 2. And you also have Ariana Grande and Kid Cudi in this film playing musicians, and that goes into, again, more of the left-leaning, making fun of the left, and they're trying to look like the good guys by just exploiting the things that they're trying to look good in front of. And it goes into this whole fucking concert with Ariana Grande, and it goes into way too much time. It was not funny enough that we needed the whole goddamn concert. Then you get Mark Rylance's character, where he's like this big CEO of a tech company, and it's like if you took Mark Zuckerberg and Steve Jobs and Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, and they all fused, and then they had like a baby with Joe Biden, and it turned into this weird fucking alien robot monster who's in charge of people's like social media, and he's in charge of a company that's preying on interactions between human beings through technology, but he himself is a fucking robot. Suffice to say, too much of this film resembles humanity, but the fact that it does make it funnier at times and does make the drama hit harder sometime. It does make you upset, and yes, it can be controversial at times, but whether or not that stuff offended you to the point that you felt you didn't like the film, but the people it's making fun of most in this film probably weren't going to enjoy it anyway, so yeah, sorry about that. But this film and Bo Burnham's Inside were like the perfect post-pandemic films to really kind of let me resonate and stew over it. And whereas Bo Burnham's Inside, like, I think left kind of a positive message for me going forward, this one kind of left me in a state of a nihilistic wit and a sarcastic state of being where I just don't know exactly how I should feel about it. That being said, the film is still great. It's still funny. I love it. I think it could have really been like a 9 or 10 out of 10 no if they just kind of changed some emotional beats around, laid off some other characters, dialogue, and stuff like that. With a little bit more polish, a little bit more nuance, and a little bit more care for what this film is trying to do. I think it could have been an amazing film. That being said, it's still great. I love it. I'm going to give Don't Look Up an 8 out of 10. One of the best Netflix films I've seen. It's currently 6 on my favorite movies of 2021. Let me know your thoughts down below about Don't Look Up. Was it a little too much politics for you? Was it a little too much real world drama? Or did you think it provided a fun commentary on the society that we live in. And they do even parody social media and the content machine that I and many others are addicted to. So, there's a little bit of irony in me making this video. That being said, again, thank you for watching, and until next time, with that, I leave you.